Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed if you are. If you aren't, please go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. Let's get into this conversation/reality chat. And guys, this is actually just going to be a continuation. So I'm going to call this part 2. I was recently discussing Marsau and Latisha and what I feel like, showcase as this successful business. And a lot of people have questions about it. And I'm no different than a lot of people. So I'm just seeing things, and the things that they have expressed to us on camera about how the business was failing when Hotel was a part of the brand, which, to be honest with you, I really wouldn't be surprised by that. He does not come across as a visionary of success or even being a successful person. So I didn't think there was anything untrue about that. But the fact that meaning when Latisha said this, she got on board, took over, and made it into a business that made over $2 million. Listen, I'm not even here to say that they did not make that money, but I'm just speaking also from someone who is a business owner as well. And this is one of the things that kind of aggravates me about people who showcase their success on social media a lot or brag about how successful they are in business. Listen, you can have a very successful business. You can say your business made $5 million that year, but a lot of times they don't tell you about the expenses. So was it profitable? Because I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of businesses that really are not making the type of money that they claim to be making. And even Fantasia, she spoke about a lot of celebrities, and I don't have any reason to doubt anything that she said when she said that a lot of celebrities are broke. They may act like they aren't, but a lot of them are struggling. And I believe that, especially during the time when she was speaking about it. I believe the pandemic was still going on, remnants of it. And it's not passing judgment on people, because we all go through stuff. Even the Bible says that in this life, you will have trials and tribulations. So I'm not even here to judge anybody, but what bothers me about some people is that they're just not honest. And when people get on these reality shows like they are on, which they clearly need the money, they need the check. I remember someone, I believe it was Empress Radio, I was watching a live where she had a section of a live video that Tisha was doing. And it just seemed like, to me, anytime that Tisha would do a live video, Marsau was always in the video as well. And I thought that that was strange, because it's like, why does he always have to be involved? Why is he always there? It's the control for me. But anyway, she was speaking about something with regards to people saying that he doesn't respect her. And she made it known, like, I guess she was reading one of the viewers' comments, and he just brushed it off, and he was just like, I don't care what they got to say. And, this is TV. This is a show. This is money. So they need this money. This isn't just them adding to more success. This is them needing that check, in my personal opinion, because the business probably isn't doing that well. And I'm just sharing my views and opinions. So I'm saying, based on this last episode as well, when they had the meeting with the former core 6 members of the comeback group, and Latisha and Marsau had presented this idea that they had for having the Black Business Expo, which I actually commended Kimmy when she commented on it, because we don't see the paperwork, but Black is spelled BLAQUE. And we all know that they have the Black Cigar Lounge. So they're really making it their thing, and they want everyone to be involved, but they don't want anyone to expect to receive any money from it or get paid. And so it's like, well, if you all are that successful, what is the problem with paying these people what they are asking to be paid for their time to be involved in this venture that you all have created? Because clearly this is something else. I believe that you're not just doing it to give back to the community, because I find that also a lot of times when people say that, that's just a line that they're using to make it look like they're being charitable. But in all actuality, this is something to help grow their business and grow their brand. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to grow your business and grow your brand, but be honest about it. Don't just say, oh, we're doing this for charity, when you know all along you're doing this to line your own pockets. And so I believe that Kimmy and the others pull their card on that to just say, you know what, this is bullcrap. You're not being honest about it. And you're also using the principles that we all agreed upon about what this comeback group is supposed to be about. And you've just really flipped that into this Black business expo, when in all actuality, all this is the principles of the comeback group, but you're making it into your own little business venture, and that's not right. So it's like, if they're that successful, then why do they feel like they need the others to be involved and be a part of it? And based on something that I saw on someone else's YouTube channel, her channel is called Hair for Hot Tea. She did a video where she was discussing I guess it was something like a fundraiser, and it was Marsau and Latisha, and they were trying to raise a certain amount of money, and they didn't get anywhere close to the number that they were requesting. So that also, I feel, is a sign of the success that they claim that they do have, that they may not really have in the poll, that they really don't have as well. So it's like, you really need to have Kimmy and Maurice, and definitely you need Melody. Maybe not so much Hotel, but you just want to have everybody involved. But maybe you need these others involved, because without them, it's nothing. And that's what it's kind of looking like to me. They definitely need the show, and they definitely are not, in my personal opinion, having this extremely successful construction corporation that they claim to have, based on the things that have been exposed and based on the things that they are showcasing. I'm sorry, how can you have a successful construction company and you haven't even built your own house yet? And I know that there's a number of things that are involved in that, but I spoke about that in a previous conversation. They're putting up houses in 2-3 months' time. Hell, they're putting up apartment complexes where I live. One day it's trees. The next day you drive around there, the trees are cleared out. Then they start doing the foundation, leveling off the land, putting down the foundation. Before you know it, an entire complex of apartments is done in like 6 to 8 months' time. I'm just saying, it just makes it seem extremely questionable about the level of success that they claim that they have. I just don't really believe that they have it like that. And again, I'm not judging anyone for not having a successful business, because you never really know how things shake out when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And I get that. I am an entrepreneur. I've been one for, 15 years now. And I know, well, actually longer than 15 years. I started in entrepreneur in 2006. But I'm just saying, I understand anyone who decides to become an entrepreneur, you're taking a huge risk and you're taking a chance. You never really know how things are going to work out, but it's a chance that you take. So I get that. But what I am saying is that I just don't care for these people who get on reality TV and they try to make themselves to be something more than what they are. And we see a lot of that has happened. And we've seen even the worst case scenarios in the extreme levels of the people like the Jen Shaws, who's in prison right now. She was acting like she had all of this money. She was on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She was fraudulent, okay, to say the least. What's her face? The chick from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erica Jane. Well, she's, I guess, divorced now, but last name Girardi, married to this attorney who was committing all types of fraud. I don't believe that she was not aware of any of the things that were going on right now, but that's a criminal situation where it involves her ex-husband, but she is culpable in the matter and has been sued. So she's had to downsize her life greatly. Teresa Giudice and her ex-husband, Joe Giudice. I mean, again, like I said, these are extreme levels, but this happens a lot on these reality shows. And I don't know how successful the Black Cigar Lounge is, okay? I'm not in Huntsville. I don't know how the business is doing, but even Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta, who has several restaurants and several businesses with her husband, she even mentioned how the Blaze Steak and Seafood restaurant had been struggling. And they're in Atlanta. And they're trying to revamp some things and do some things differently. So at least she's honest about it. So I'm just saying, how successful are they really? And do they really need to have these other people involved in this Black business expo to see it be a actual success? And the fact that they're just out the gate saying, well, no, we're not paying anybody. Nobody's getting paid. A workman is worthy of their hire. Like, that's also scripture from the Bible. For them to just flat out say, no, we're not paying anybody. You didn't even consider the fact that these people have other things going on in their lives. Kimmy going through radiation treatments at the time. Maurice, I don't really know what he's doing with his time, but I'm just saying. We know Melody is extremely busy. Hotel, he ain't really got much going on, but I'm just saying, the fact that they were just outright saying, no, we're not paying anyone, but you want them to be involved in this because you need them in order for this to really be successful, because you need to have their names and their likenesses on the advertising materials and the flyers and marketing that you all would be creating to promote this expo, because you want vendors, you want businesses in the surrounding areas to pay for booths and to show up and show out. You want to bring out the general public and people to travel to the area. So why wouldn't you consider paying these people? Like, if you're a smart business person, I believe that that's exactly what you would be doing, because you would be looking at this as an investment and looking for a return on the investment. So when I see things like that, just a few examples, and them doing this photo op at this construction site. It is kind of funny because I heard somebody else that was doing a review for the show, and that person even stated about that portion of the show that they didn't even really pay attention to that. And I was like, wow, it wasn't just me, because I I recorded what I was saying before I heard this person give a review on the show itself. And I really was like, wow, it wasn't just me, because I legitimately said the same thing and recorded what I said and put it out there before I heard what this person had to say. So it just was like, yeah, I'm not going crazy. I didn't think I was, but I really just was questioning what's really going on, because when I saw them doing this photo op, Tisha's coming out there with this dress that, in my personal opinion, just being beautifully honest, I didn't feel was appropriate for that site in itself, let alone the type of business that they have, an outfit that's appropriate for a professional photo. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm just saying, just speaking as a woman in business myself, and one who has been owning and operating a business for many years now, I just felt like it was kind of weird to wear something like that to a professional photo shoot for the business, where you're going to be out on a construction site and you're going to be putting on a hard hat and having a shovel in your hand. It's just, the optics just looked weird. It actually would have looked more appropriate for her too, because I've seen images like this before, and usually a woman involved in a photo op for construction similar to that, they would be wearing a suit, whether it was a pantsuit or even a skirt suit. But that dress, for me, just looked out of place and out of touch. But again, if you've been watching the show from the first season up until now, you can see that the image of Latisha has definitely changed over the years. And she's a beautiful woman. I'm not saying anything negative about her looks, but I'm talking about when it comes to a lot of the clothing that she wears sometimes. And definitely sometimes the hair is just like, I don't know what you were thinking, but it's almost like she is really trying hard to get the attention of her husband's eyes to only be on her. That's just a little side note. Really has nothing to do with the success of the business, like what this conversation is about. But I just wanted to mention that because that's another thing that drew my attention that I thought was a little bit off. But hey, freedom of choice. We live in the U.S. You can do whatever you want to do. Hell, I mean, if she wanted to wear a freaking stripper outfit to the photo shoot, she could have done it if she wanted to, I guess. But I'm just saying it just really looked inappropriate. But those are just my thoughts, and I wanted to continue them because I abruptly cut off the previous episode, and I did not mean to do that. So I guess it worked out because you guys know over here, I try to keep it quick. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this continuation. Thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth. I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.